Rally Colorado has the most amazing roads I've ever raced on. They wind through the mountains just outside the town of Rangeley, the off-road capital of Colorado. They're some of the most technical and diverse roads of the entire Rally America series. So now we're 5 races in a row that we're 1 week away from the race and no running car, and I don't even have a car here. Ecotech rushed out a new motor. We put it in the car about a month ago. It was really awesome, really nice motor. But ever since then, we've been fighting issues with the tuning and the cam triggers and timing on the engine and a whole bunch of mess that we're slowly working through. Speedy Roo's been swapping parts. They found an idler pulley that was going bad, a brand new idler pulley. And we got through all that. And the car's in really good hands right now. So fingers crossed that we'll be picking up a car later on this afternoon. And we'll be ready to go. We were able to get the car in time, but they weren't quite able to work out all the issues. We could never get this computer to start right or idle when it was cold. Besides the car not wanting to start and the fact that it idled on only 2 cylinders, it was running good and did well in all the test drives. The only thing we could do now is take it to the races and keep the RPMs up. The first step was to take it to scrutineering so that they could make sure the car was safe and ready to race. After that, we got to take it to the press stage, which was my first chance to stretch the legs on this new engine and see what it had. My crew would run up on a hill and get some good footage of us coming across the finish line. Fortunately, the car wasn't running well at all, and I was extremely disappointed. Couldn't believe my luck, and I didn't know why the car was running great back home, and all of a sudden now it wasn't. Unfortunately, it was too late to do anything about it, so it was time to go to Park Expose and show off the car to the fans. Park Expose is always a great time, and it's awesome talking to the fans. Plus, we got to show off the Rally Colorado Cup that we won last year for winning this race overall. At the end of Park Expose, Rally Colorado has a parade through downtown Rangeley. Unfortunately, now there's smoke pouring out of the hood of our car. What could go wrong next? The smoke ended up being a power steering rack that blew a seal and was leaking right on top of the header. Fortunately, I had another power steering rack in the trailer, so we were able to change it overnight. We lined up cars with their headlights on so that we could see through the night and get the job done. Okay, quick pre-race interview. It's been rough already. We spent overnight changing out power steering rack because it started leaking on the exhaust. We were in the parade about to start and smoke was pouring out of the hood. So we got that taken care of, realigned the car, and we're good to go, except that the motor's been having issues. I know, hard to believe, all these races in a row, but it's not pulling in 4th gear, so it's got even less power than the stock motor. But it seems to be running good, so we're gonna go for it. Wish us luck. won stage 1 by over 10 seconds, and we set a new stage record. We were moving. Rally Colorado offers something for everyone. In stage 2, there were lots of high-speed straightaways, Unfortunately, it was painfully slow with our A-wing motor. Luckily, there were still plenty of turns, and we'd get second overall by only 10 seconds.
It's left 5 over dip.
Stage 3 has got to be one of my favorite all-time stages. It's super tight and twisty, has a lot of variety, and it's really long. It's so much fun to drive. The car launched awesome, and we were ready to rock. Shortly into it, something happened, and the motor lost power and wouldn't rev, and the exhaust was popping and making all kinds of noises. All we could do was limp along and try and make it to the next service and not get in the way of any other competitors. Halfway through the stage, the motor was overheating and decided it had enough. While we were trying to figure out what was going on with the car, we had to make sure to root on all the other competitors. After letting the car cool and sitting on the side of the road for over 20 minutes, I finally found a connector that had come unplugged and thought that might have been it. Time to see if it would start. Safety gear sorted out, it was time to see if we could get to the end of the stage.
Alright, here we go. Let's see if this thing will go.
At that point, I wasn't worried about notes, but of course Mike, being an awesome co-driver, was instantly back on the notes, and I forgot to plug in my intercom.
I can't find my bike. My mind is on
So at that point, there's nothing else to do besides race with your knees and get your helmet plugged in.
Left 5 minus over grip. Right 5 minus all. 30. Stay grip. 30. Right 6 over.
As soon as we got to the time control, we started coordinating with Rally America officials to see if we could move back up in the run order. Because we sat there for over 24 minutes, we were racing with people pretty far back in the field, and we caught them pretty quick. The dust became a real safety issue, and we even had to come to a stop in several turns just to make sure we didn't crash. They agreed to moving us back up in the run order, but we'd have to fuel up extremely quick and get to the stage as quickly as we could. As you can tell, the blind kink over the big jump is one of our favorite obstacles of the day. The car would run smooth for the rest of the day, we'd have an incredible time, and we'd set the overall fast stage time for the remaining 3 stages. After a good night's sleep in Dinosaur, Colorado, we were looking forward to the start of day 2 and some more exciting roads. Unfortunately, that excitement would end less than a mile into the first stage of the day when the problem would come back. Apparently, the connector wasn't the issue. After about 5 minutes, the car would restart and run like it never had any issues.
3, 2, 1.
At this point, we were completely out of the overall standings, and there was nothing left to do but enjoy the roads and see how fast we could go. With no signs of issues, the car just turned itself off in the middle of the run.
Stalled it. Bump it.
And just like that, it was running again and would run fine for the rest of the race. After passing through the spectator section, it was time to open it up. The roads would get wide, smooth, and fast. This would lead us to the first turn of the famous 6 switchbacks. The switchbacks would drop a lot of altitude in a short period of time and throw a totally different obstacle at drivers. Then the last switchback would dump you into the canyon for a high-speed run to the finish. The last stage of the day is probably my second favorite stage of all time. This one stage had such a huge variety. It had big climbs, big descents, high speed section, tight and twisty, fast and flowy, everything. By the end of this stage, we will have won 5 of the 6 stages of the day over we'd get stuck catching people for the entire second day. Even though we were catching their dust, it was okay because we were having a ton of fun. At the end of the stage, we would parade in with the overall event winners, Steve Biss and Scott McCarty. We would all be victorious. They won the race overall, and we would overcome our issues and show some excellent speed. Despite the disappointment of the ongoing motor issues, I would be extremely happy by the end of this race. Not only did we overcome a bunch of major issues, but we were able to finish every single mile of the race, and it felt great. On top of that, we would set 9 out of the 12 overall fastest stage times, and we'd set 3 new stage records. These roads are so much fun and so technically challenging, I can't wait to do it again next year. Hopefully, I'll see you out there.